Hey everybody, it's Bridgette. It's Saturday the 9th of June, and I wanted to just get back to you on what's been going on today here at Winter Park Memorial Hospital with me. It's a little much to text up and send to everyone individually, so I thought I would try and just leave this video message. First and foremost, I just want to thank God for hearing my prayers and just protecting my family and loving me and leaning on each of you to pray for us, to share this message, and also to donate if you're able. I am so humbled and incredibly grateful for each and every one of you that has thought of us, lifted up our name, and have been there for us over these last, 8 years of the worst. But some of you have been around since the beginning, and you know full well what it's been like for Scott and I and our daughters. We still have a long way to go. There's been quite a few disagreements between the different doctors and the different specialties. Some doctors just want to cut us loose and let us go and tell us to enjoy whatever life we have left, and try to find doctors to make me as comfortable as I can be through the end. Then I have doctors that are like, no, you've got a long life to live. We just need to make you comfortable. And one of the biggest issues is our U.S. government, for good reasons, have a lockdown on anyone who's on pain medication, who's on any type of opioids, for all the wrong reasons. And whether they're getting them and selling them, getting them and abusing them, it doesn't matter. If you're not in the position that I'm in, facing a life-threatening disease or stage 4 cancer, these types of drugs really aren't meant for you. But because people are getting them, and they're getting them in the truckloads, and they're misusing them, our government's decided, well, they've got to, put their foot down somewhere. And so here in Florida, as of July 1st, if you're not chronic like I am, or stage 4 cancer, but you've had knee replacement, hip replacement, whatever, depending on your procedure, depends on what type of pain medication you get. And it's not determined by your doctor. It's determined by somebody behind a desk. So if, for instance, your knee's been replaced, you get 3 days of pain management, maybe 7 if you're lucky. But you have to be stage 4 terminal, or terminal in some other disease like me with Behcets, to get any pain medication at all. And then you have to jump through loops, scoops, and hoops to get the okay. And it's the doctors who take the heat of it most of the time. So most doctors have the attitude that they don't want to mess with you. They don't want the risk. They want you to go see somebody else. And unfortunately, that's what I was facing last night and this morning. And through a lot of tears of my own and tears of my family, I think we finally convinced the right doctor that, he needs to do his job and keep me as comfortable as possible, because pain in and of itself, if it's severe enough, can kill you. And even though my quality of life isn't a quality at all, I do try to make the most of my life. And that means that I taper down between flares. I try to get in the hospital when I know I need to get into the hospital. And, I do a lot of prayer and reading my Bible and seeking out the Lord's will. It's so hard to get anyone to understand what we've been through, because we have been quiet about it. We haven't publicized it. I mean, there's family members of mine that have no clue what we've been through. But in the last 2 years, I've experienced 3 weeks of absolute blindness, not thinking I would ever get my eyesight back. I spent a month and a half at Florida Hospital having mini strokes and not being able to speak. And then, November and December, I found myself in a coma on life support, not breathing on my own. And, right now, by the grace of God, my face isn't swollen. I can breathe. I can feed myself. But I am still suffering from Behcets. That's a disease that there's no cure. There's no known treatment. And I am resistant to the treatments that are out there. So right now I'm doing chemotherapy, and it will be the last Hail Mary treatment for me. My body is shutting down, and my brain can't take any more stress, can't take any more. And I'm having multiple seizures on a weekly basis. And I'm saying all this not because I want your pity. I just want you to be aware that you never know somebody until you walk in their shoes. And there's not a gentleman behind a desk at a government agency or an insurance company that has any clue about my life, yet they've got the go stamp on whether I get treatment, whether I get pain management, whether I get anything that I need. And I would much rather take all of my documentation and stand before a judge with my brother as an attorney and prove my case and let it be done than weekly play these kind of games between my pharmacist, my hospital, my doctors, and so on. It's draining, it's tiring, it's frustrating, and with a disease as rare as mine, as rare as Behcet's disease and Addison's and the seizures, I have no voice other than the cry of my husband. And it's gotten to where financially we are in the multiple of millions of dollars that technically we owe, that we'll never ever be able to be paid. But where we stand now is that my husband is literally missing 2 to 3 days a week to get me to my treatments, to get me to the doctors, to the tests, to the surgeries. And he's looking at his wife. Here I am at 45, and we haven't done the things that we dreamed of doing when we were 20, and we're not sure that there's going to be a future where we can do anything in the next 20 years. And that's not being Debbie Downer, that's just being honest. And I love all of you. I love everyone. And I know when you pray for me, I feel the Spirit of the Lord come upon me and give me peace and understanding that I just can't explain. I can't explain how I've survived this long. I can't explain how my family has held itself together this long, other than it's been by the grace of God. And I have so many people to thank, so many people that deserve more than anything, and I know people that are suffering far more than I am, and I don't know the reasons why. And whatever God's plan is for me, I just want to be able to raise my hand and say, yes, Lord, send me, I'll go. But then I look down at this broken body and I don't know how I'm supposed to go. And, asking for help has been the hardest thing we have ever had to do. Because it seems like by asking for help, it means a part of us have failed. But how can you fail fighting against a disease that no one knows nothing about? How can you fail by staying together and not filing divorce papers so you're not cheating the system of welfare so you can get your medicine? I mean, we are doing everything that we possibly can do the right way. And we've got a world that's telling us that we're going to pay for doing things the right way. And I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to lose my car. I don't want to not be able to take care of my daughter's weddings or buy my grandchild someday a present. You know, I just want to live life. And yesterday and today has been so hard because you have people telling you that that may not be a possibility. So, for all of you who have donated, thank you. And who have prayed, thank you. And who have shared this with their friends and family, thank you. Because this is as raw as it gets. This is as real as it gets. I'm not a drama queen. I'm not out seeking people's attention. I just want the world to be aware that there's people like me who are sick like me, that are broke as a bicycle like me, and nobody cares. And I am so blessed because you're taking the time right now to watch this video because you care. But don't just care about me, because no doubtably you know others that need help too. And I just ask that there just be a move in this country and in our families and in our circles of friends and in our churches where we take care of one another. And we don't depend on a government to do it. We don't depend on spending millions of dollars on medications to do it. We do it because we love each other. And if my life ever leaves a legacy, an epitaph on a grave, is that we need to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And we need to love each other the way he loved us. So, I love you all. I miss you. And hopefully I can report back tomorrow that I'm feeling better. And I've got a bunch of doctor's appointments on Monday, so they're probably going to go ahead and send me home tomorrow just so I can make these appointments. And I just pray that that goes well and without any complications. So if you could join me in that prayer, I would sincerely appreciate it. But hug on each other tonight. Tell your spouse you love them. Give your kids extra kisses. And go to bed thanking God for your day. And pray that you have one tomorrow. And it be a good one. And just know that I love you guys. And thank you for everything. Bye.